fantastic. I'm upset that we can't find a model of male spermatogenesis. So that's why we don't have one. We've been looking for one in the catalog. So, anybody knows how we form our egg each month. So this is an ovary, okay, just blowed up. This is a huge ovary. So if you're looking at this model, this is your ovary. And ovaries are tiny, tiny. So this is the inside of this. Okay, so each month we develop one egg and we ovulate it. Eggs start off at this stage. Now, first of all, I want you to see that this is your suspensory ligament. That's this ligament running down from here down. Inside that ligament, you have the ovarian artery and vein coming right to the ovary. So this is your suspensory ligament. This right here is the ovarian ligament. That's that ligament right there. See how that's attaching the ovary to the lateral wall of the uterus? Ovarian ligament. Same thing right here. Ovarian ligament. Okay. Now, all eggs start off this small. This is called the primordial follicle. That's the first stage. The primordial follicle usually has surrounding it simple squamous epithelium. Now, it develops from a primordial follicle to a primary follicle. Now, the primary follicle on the inside, you can see the oocyte. This is your oocyte. And then you see these cuboidal cells around the oocyte. Okay? Primary follicle. Now, these cuboidal cells are going to continue to develop, and now you see more of granulosa cells because you have 2 or 3 layers here of those cuboidal cells. So these now granulosa cells, and now because I can see that slit or that black line, that's the antrum. As soon as I see an antrum, now I can call this a secondary follicle. If I don't see an antrum, I can't call it a secondary follicle. Now, we do have histological prep of some of these cells. They're just not out yet, but they will be out before we have the practical, where you can see a nice antrum. So if you see the antrum, you call that a secondary follicle. If you don't see the antrum, you call it a primary follicle. Now, this secondary follicle also has thecal cells surrounding it. So right around here, this is your thecal cells. You have internal thecal cells and external thecal cells. Now, this secondary follicle will become this. This is a mature follicle known as Graafian follicle. I learned it as Graafian, but you can call it vesicular or antral. Because look at the huge antrum. This little space right here became this huge thing. This is a fluid-filled space. Now, this one is actually showing you day 14. Because this is your ovulating egg. It's ovulating. No, that's not a nipple. People used to think that was a nipple. Okay, so this is your ovulating egg. All the cells around here are cumulus cells. So now this egg is getting ready to flow out and go down the fallopian tube. Now, once this ovulates, it ruptures this follicle. Now this follicle is ruptured and it will become this. This is a follicle where the egg has been ovulated, and this is called the atritic follicle or corpora hemorrhagicum. Okay? Now, I think atritic is on there too. Is it not?
It's hemorrhagicum.
Yeah, corpora hemorrhagicum. Yeah. But you can call it atritic follicle as well. This atritic follicle will become this. Now, let's just imagine this egg flowed down the fallopian tube and it met up with a sperm. This atritic follicle will become corpus luteum. Corpus luteum will maintain that pregnancy until the placenta can get on board. Now, this is your placenta right here. See this right here? All of this and this in here is showing you placenta. Now, it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for that to develop and get going. So to keep those hormones high, something has to be in place. So that's what this is for. This is corpus luteum.
So it makes people moody? Just in case you're not pregnant?
That's funny. I guess it depends on the person, but it will keep your hormone levels high, and it starts to secrete that HCG,
Yeah.
and the HCG is what you pick up on the stick if you're doing the test. So when this is secreted, that means yes, you are pregnant. Okay. Now, this though will become this. So after that placenta gets up and running, and you don't need this anymore, this will atrophy and become this. Now, this is corpus albicans. Corpus albicans. Now, corpus albicans, ladies, this is scar tissue. That's so sad. This is scar tissue. And as we age, ladies, the ovary starts to look more and more like this. Just scar tissue, all in there. So I guess when females go through menopause, the ovary itself is probably mostly filled with scar tissue by then, because you have ovulated so many eggs over a period of time. And each time you ovulate, you're going to get this.
Dang.
I know. That is just, oh my goodness.
So what does,
sometimes I wonder, does this trigger menopause somehow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You fill up or something.
like
Yeah.
contraceptive pills? Do those like create more of those, or how does it do? Because doesn't it like fake pregnancy?
Yeah, it is. If you're on the pill, your body thinks you're pregnant, but you're not.
What if you have those hormonal IUDs where you don't have periods? What is
Where
going
it
on?
releases the ones?
Yeah.
Now, your body is